4 tyres, that is the only thing between you and the road. Not the brakes, not the suspension, not the airbags. Just 4 patches of rubber the size of a hand, each one. And most people pick them the way they pick a supermarket own brand, cheapest that fits. And just like in a supermarket, people tend to reach for what they know because of the marketing, not because it is actually the best option. There are better alternatives. They just do not have the biggest advertising budgets. That decision is fine right up until it is not. Right up until it is raining on the M25 at 70 miles per hour and the car in front stops and you find out exactly how much stopping distance the tyre you chose is going to give you. By then, it is too late to read a review. We went through 9 major independent European tyre tests from 2026, including ADAC, Auto Build, Tyre Reviews, and Auto Motor and Sport. 3 brands kept appearing in the dangerous column, 5 kept appearing at the top. This is what the data found. The 3 to never buy, number 3, Westlake. The Westlake pitch is simple. It looks like a tyre, the price is considerably lower than anything from a name you would recognise, and for a short dry run in decent weather you might not notice anything wrong for the first few thousand miles. That is exactly how the trap works. In Auto Zeitung's 2026 summer tyre test, the Westlake Z007 scored 188 out of 300 and was rated not recommended. That is not a borderline result. That is a score the testers specifically flagged as falling below safe road use standards. Owner reports on UK forums are consistent. Traction loss above 60 miles per hour, uneven tread within the first year, and sidewall degradation that happens faster than the rubber should allow. The Westlake loses traction above motorway speeds. In the UK, that means every A road and every stretch of dual carriageway. Here is where the price argument collapses completely. Westlake tyres tend to last around 20,000 miles before they become genuinely unsafe. A Michelin or Continental will go 70,000 miles or more. Buy Westlake 3 times over and you have spent more money, suffered 3 sets of fitting costs and driven on questionable rubber for the majority of those miles. The cheap tyre is not cheaper. It is more expensive and more dangerous. Every independent test in 2026 confirms that. Never buy. Number 2, Auto Green. Auto Green is a Beijing-manufactured budget brand, and the 2025 Auto Build Summer Performance Tyre Test produced a result about the Auto Green reference tyre that should make anyone think twice. In wet braking from 100 kilometers per hour, the Auto Green tyre needed 25.4 meters more than the test leader to stop. That is the equivalent of 2.5 car lengths of extra stopping distance in moderate rain at a speed most people drive on a dual carriageway. The same test showed the Auto Green over 2 seconds slower in the wet circle lap, which measures how a tyre handles the kind of cornering loads UK drivers encounter at roundabouts and slip roads. Autobuild rated it not recommended. This is not a close-run verdict. This is a tyre that failed wet safety testing by a margin that independent engineers flagged as dangerous. Here is what makes this particularly important for UK buyers. Britain is a wet country. The DVSA reports that tyre defects are a contributing factor in thousands of road collisions every year. Wet braking performance is not a theoretical concern here. It is the condition most UK drivers will face on their morning commute. A tyre that needs 25 metres more in the wet to stop is not a bargain. It is a liability fitted to the corners of your car. The Auto Green tyres also wear unevenly and quickly, meaning the window of even mediocre performance is short. Tyre Advisor's 2026 reviewer described the front end pushing wide during wet cornering at speeds and angles that would be routine on any decent tyre. There is no dataset that supports buying Auto Green. Never buy. Number 1. Linglong. Linglong is the brand that comes up most frequently in the avoid conversation among UK mechanics, and the 2026 European Independent Test data explains exactly why. The ADAC Summer Tyre Test is the most methodologically rigorous consumer tyre evaluation in Europe. It is conducted jointly by 3 national automobile clubs and evaluates tyres across 18 separate criteria. In the 2026 ADAC test, the Linglong Sportmaster scored 4.2, effectively a failure rating. Vance. Bilagare, the independent Swedish motoring authority, separately flagged the Linglong EcoMaster E for dangerous wet braking performance in their 2026 test. Two independent major European testing bodies in the same year, flagging the same brand for the same failure mode. That is not coincidence, that is a pattern. Here is the part that catches buyers out. Newer Linglong models have improved their dry grip scores enough to appear near the top of some grip-only rankings. Someone reads that result, assumes the tyre is safe and buys on price. What those rankings do not show is the full picture. The 2025 Auto Build test found that despite better grip numbers, Chinese budget brands including Linglong were finishing at the bottom of the treadwear test. The Wheelsize 2026 combined analysis of 9 European tests states clearly that the wet braking gap between premium tyres and budget options including Linglong can exceed 10 metres at motorway speeds. That is the margin between stopping before a hazard and driving into it. Linglong also had 2,830 tyres recalled by the NHTSA for sidewall separation risk. The 2026 European tyre data is unambiguous. Do not buy Linglong. The 5 worth your money. Number 5, Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3. This is the one that will surprise people who have not followed the 2026 European tyre tests, because the results are genuinely remarkable. The Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3K137 won the Auto Build Summer Tyre Test in 2026, the largest independent tyre test in Europe, tested against 50 candidates. It also won the Auto Build Allrad SUV Specific Tyre Test. The Wheelsize combined ranking of 9 European tests describes Hankook's performance as not a fluke, noting the brand now competes directly with Continental, Pirelli and Michelin based on the actual test data. In the 2025 Auto Build Summer Performance Test, the Hankook Ventus Evo recorded the shortest wet braking distance of any tyre in the entire test field at 42.7 metres. In the wet circle lap, it finished joint fastest alongside Goodyear. Here is where it earns its place as the accessible choice on this list. The Hankook Ventus S1 Evo 3 starts from around £80 per tyre in popular UK sizes. The Wheelsize 2026 analysis states that Hankook now delivers performance that matches European premium brands in test conditions. For drivers who want genuinely independent, test-proven performance without the premium price tag, Hankook in 2026 is the most compelling tyre story in the market. The ACE 2026 test gave it a highly recommended rating. These results were achieved under controlled, repeatable, independent conditions. They are not marketing claims. Worth your money. Number 4. Dunlop Blue Response. Tyre. This one is brand new, literally. The Dunlop Blue Response TG launched across Europe in March 2026, and within days had won its debut independent test outright. Automotor Unsport, one of Europe's most respected automotive publications, tested 8 summer tyres in their 2026 comparative evaluation. The Dunlop Blue Response TG won with an overall score of 9.6 out of 10. It achieved a perfect 10 out of 10 for wet braking distance, wet lateral grip, wet handling, wet aquaplaning, dry braking, dry handling, and road noise. Automotor and Sports verdict: outstanding grip on wet and dry asphalt, precise and responsive steering and reliable lane change performance, safe, wide limit range. That is not a press release. That is what independent testers wrote after putting the tyre through a rigorous comparative evaluation against 7 rival brands. Parker's first drive review, published in April 2026, describes the Blue Response TG as positioned as a good value premium option, priced below Michelin and Continental equivalents, but above mid-range brands like Hankook. The tyre is the first to be developed by Dunlop under Sumitomo Rubber Industries following their acquisition of the brand's passenger car rights in 2025. It is available in 99 sizes from 15 to 21 inches, covering everything from a Ford Fiesta to a BMW X5. For UK buyers who want a brand new tyre that has already proven itself in head-to-head independent testing, the Blue Response TG is the most interesting new arrival of 2026, with prices starting from around £75 to £90 per tyre in common. UK sizes worth your money. Number 3. Goodyear Efficient Grip. Performance 2. Goodyear rarely gets the attention it deserves in the UK market because Continental and Michelin take the headlines. The SUI Efficient Grip Performance 2 is consistently one of the best performing touring tyres in independent European tests, and it tends to cost less than both of those brands. In the 2026 driver reviews test, the Goodyear Efficient Grip Performance 2 won outright in the 225/55 R17 size. In the 2025 Autobild SUV test, it finished first overall. The wheel size 2026 combined 9 test ranking places, Goodyear in the premium bracket alongside Continental and Pirelli. Tyre Reviews scores the Efficient Grip Performance 2 at 9.3 out of 10, the highest score for any Goodyear tyre in the premium touring category. Prices start from around £90 per tyre in common UK sizes, making it more accessible than Michelin and Continental, while sitting in the same independent test bracket for real-world performance. The Bedford Independent's April 2026 UK Tyre Guide specifically recommends it for Ford Fiestas and Vauxhall Corsas, describing it as combining comfort, fuel efficiency and long lifespan. G-Force Tyres 2026 UK Guide confirms that Michelin and Continental tyres often reach 70,000 to 80,000 miles, and the Efficient Grip Performance 2 cites in the same longevity category. That matters because the cost per mile calculation across a full set's lifetime is what determines whether a tyre is genuinely good value. The Efficient Grip Performance 2 passes the test every time. Worth your money. Number 2. Continental Premium Contact 7. The Continental Premium Contact 7 is the dominant touring tyre of 2026 according to the data. That is not a description we use casually. The wheel size combined analysis of 9 major European summer tyre tests, published in May 2026, names the Premium Contact 7 the most dominant touring tyre of 2026. It won 3 of the 5 tests it entered, including the ADAC, Auto Zeitung, and Biligare evaluations. The ADAC is described by the same analysis as the single most influential consumer tyre test in Europe. In the 2 tests it did not win, it finished second. Tyre Reviews scores it 9.9 out of 10, the highest score of any tyre currently on their platform. It was a joint test winner at Tyre Reviews alongside the Pirelli Cinturato C3. National Tyre Services UK listing confirms the Premium Contact 7 achieves an A rating for wet grip, the highest possible EU tyre label classification. Here is what makes it the right choice specifically for the UK. Continental's engineering focuses on wet braking distance above all other performance metrics, which the Wheel Size 2026 analysis confirms the PC7 delivers better than any rival in class. The UK has one of the highest average annual rainfalls in Western Europe. Wet braking is not a bonus feature here. It is the most important thing a tyre does for most British drivers for most of the year. Prices start from around £80 per tyre on tyres.net for common UK sizes, which places it below what many people expect to pay for the tyre that won the ADAC test. It is available from National Tyre Service with free fitting at centres across the UK. Worth your money. Number 1. Pirelli Cinturato C3. The Pirelli Cinturato C3 is the newest tyre on this list, and it arrived in 2026 with an immediate statement. It won the Tyre Reviews Summer Tyre Test outright, edging the Continental Premium Contact 7 by a fraction of a point. It placed second at ADAC, second at Biligare, and third at Auto Zeitung. The wheel size combined 9 test analysis names it Newcomer of the Year and the immediate wet weather benchmark in the touring tyre category. Here is why it sits at the top of this list for UK buyers specifically. The wheel size analysis notes that multiple independent tests identified the C3's wet braking and wet handling as class-leading across its test appearances. Pirelli's own stated priority with the C3 was to focus on real-world safety rather than dry track performance, which the wheel size analysis describes as a mature understanding of what European drivers actually need. The Autodoc 2026 Summer Tyre Guide describes the Cinturato range as emphasizing wet performance and confidence-inspiring grip, Auto Express's 2025 summer tyre test named the Pirelli P0PZ5 the overall winner, and Auto Express also named the Pirelli Cinturato All-Season SF3 the winner for UK all-season conditions, demonstrating consistency of real-world performance across Pirelli's current range. The Pirelli Cinturato C3 is described by the Wheel Size 2026 analysis as having only one meaningful weakness compared to the Continental PC7, slightly higher rolling resistance, which has a marginal effect on fuel economy over time. For UK drivers who face wet roads for the majority of their driving year, a tyre that independent testers call the immediate wet weather benchmark is the answer that the data produces when you ask it what to put on your car. This is that tyre, and it starts from around £89 per tyre in common UK sizes.